on the Hangout. So Jack, if you'd like to fire ahead there, thank you.
You bet. Hello, everybody. I'm Jack, and welcome. And you're lucky to have Dorinda there. I know she's had to make the extra effort to drive. I think Dorinda almost 4 hours to get over to Dublin. So we really appreciate your efforts. And my experiences over the last 3 years is this lady works hard, and she works very hard for her people. So I have a lot of respect for her, and you guys are lucky to have her as a leader there helping you. I'll share my background just real quick, but I'm going to bring Les Hewitt on. Les has got another commitment that he's going to have to go to. So if Les drops off when he's done, don't think we dropped him. He's sneaking us. He's sneaking us in here right now. So we're really glad that he's on. But I want to introduce Les Hewitt, author of Power of the Focus. And Les has been a great friend since 1990. And when my wife and I started in direct sales, we were really busy on the farm. We've got a big farming operation. We were showing purebred cattle. In fact, I've been to Ireland to Progressive Genetics a couple of times. But it was Les's group called Achievers Canada, the speakers he was bringing in and what he was doing that helped us succeed with 2 small children to be able to tie in another business. And for 20 years, we tied into his coaching programs and everything he was doing. So I'm going to let Les tell his story because it might resonate pretty close to a few of you. Les, if you could go ahead.
Okay. Well, hi everybody in Dublin. I was born and raised in a little place up the road from you guys called Belfast. And, you know, things got pretty bad up there in the 70s, as you probably know. And I drifted out of school. I didn't know what I wanted to do. And actually started working in Belfast as a lab tech in one of the big hospitals up there. And the troubles got really bad in the 73, 74. And so I emigrated to Canada and worked for another 6 years in a big hospital over here, looking down microscopes, counting blood cells. And basically I was in the wrong career. And I was very fortunate. I was able to meet a mentor, a man called Jim Rohn, who some of you may know if you're in the personal development business at all. And Jim really taught me a lot about, you know, what I was good at, what my strengths were, how to set goals. Basically changed my life with his personal growth program. And I started my own company, Achievers Canada, as Jack mentioned. And I've been here for over 30 years now, so the Irish accent has disappeared a little bit, but anytime I go over there, I've done workshops in Dublin and Belfast and Cork, and it's always a great pleasure to be back there in the old sod, so to speak, and you know, keep watching the soccer teams. I'm a big Man United fan. That might rankle a few people over there, but they're doing pretty good at the moment. But you know, I've run this personal development company over here for 30 years. I was lucky enough to write a couple of best-selling books. There's now 7 titles now in the series, The Power of Focus. You may know a couple of my co-authors, Jack Canfield and Mark Victor Hansen. They're the fellows that started the whole Chicken Soup for the Soul book series, good friends of mine. And, you know, so when Jack approached me about Global Hangout, the thing that got my attention really quickly was the fact that it was global. And with this technology, you know, we can connect with people around the world very, very fast. So the opportunity for me to have a platform where I could share, you know, my experiences, my ideas, my content, literally with people all over the world was very attractive to me. And the other thing that I really enjoyed was the leadership team that was put together. You know, all of them have at least 20 years experience in the industry, their own specific expertise, like Troy Kirill, who you'll hear next. And that really resonated with me. These weren't just startup people. They knew the industry really well. And I think that's a big, big advantage. And the other thing I liked was just the quality of the product. Like, there's really 3 products. There's how to use Google+. There's all the different applications that we can use, particularly in these Hangouts, which I'm working on. And then the other thing is all the personal growth training that's going to be ongoing. And, you know, that's what changed my life. I know the power of personal growth. And so I'm very excited to be part of this. And, you know, you couldn't be in a better place because it's really just officially launching. And as you may have heard from Jack, the response has been explosive basically just in the last few weeks. So I think there's a tremendous opportunity. The pay plan is very simple. It's generous. We don't have all those monthlies and auto ship and everything like that. So it's a very, very simple program. And I'm just delighted to be a part of it. Look forward to helping everybody who's on board. Would love the chance to get back to Ireland and speak in Dublin and a couple of other places around there. That would be fun for me and my wife. So just wanted to say hello. I've got another commitment coming up, as Jack mentioned. But what we're going to be doing with the training program in Global Hangout, from my perspective, is I find that a lack of focus is the big issue for people in business. You know, they get distracted and interrupted all the time. We've got some really good systems to help you get clarity, to help you get really focused, to know what you want. And, you know, lots of ongoing training with video clips, with blogs, with Ask the Coach. You can ask me questions on a regular basis. And I'll also be interviewing many people who are masters of business, masters of personal development, and those will be exclusive, in-depth interviews that the members of Global Hangout will have access to. And that's just some of the things that we're developing. And of course the investment is, you know, $99 is really the most inexpensive thing I've seen in years. So that's it from me. I hope you'll check it out, and I certainly look forward to working with you in the very near future.
Les, thank you very much, and I'm gonna roll over. You bet. Give him a round of applause. Les deserves it. I know how much value he's going to bring to this whole company, and I'm excited to go through all of it again. I'm going to bring on Troy Curl, and there isn't a program like this that could succeed without Troy. When you look at that wonderful website, and I've had so many people compliment on, wow, is that ever nice, and it's so clean and it's so fresh. Well, Troy's the brains behind that, and so many other things, and he's going to give you a little sneak peek of some more stuff that's coming. And Troy just makes this whole opportunity click. Troy's the one that looked at it, saw it, brought it to the rest of the team, and he's certainly a big, valuable part of this team. So, Troy, tell them a little bit more what you're doing.
Hi, everybody. Isn't this neat? I mean, this is really a great way to show off this technology. We have Jack, who's in Arizona, Phoenix. We have Les, who's up in Alberta, Canada. We have you guys in Ireland, and I'm in Salt Lake City, Utah. So we're talking to each other from all around the world, face to face, and showing off the technology as it should be shown off right in a Hangout. When I saw this technology, this technology has been around about a year, but back in November, Google announced that they were going to make the Hangouts so you could broadcast them live on your YouTube channel. And when I heard that, something went off, and I went, you know what? Now we have a way to talk to the world. It's automatically recorded in YouTube in high definition, and a way to broadcast events live. Like we're broadcasting this live on my YouTube channel right now. We have people watching us, and there's no limit. Now, if you've been involved with other technologies, webinar technologies, and I'm not going to name companies' names, but there's very expensive webinar technologies out there that charge you per person to watch these type of events. Well, guess what? We could have 1 million people watching this through our YouTube channel, all of us participating that need to participate. Now, up to 10 people, me plus 9 others, can participate, and we can show that to the world and then record it so people later can watch that. And when I heard that, I've been involved in direct sales for almost 20 years, and I went, oh my gosh, now I can realize what I really truly wanted to do in this industry, which is travel the world without traveling the world, without getting on the airplane, and without driving in the car. And I've driven clear across Canada, and some of those areas you don't even turn the steering wheel, and it's pretty boring. So the ability to eliminate that but still have the emotion, still be able to connect with people And then when I do see them face to face, they know what I look like, they know who I am, and we can talk face to face, because I really do like to meet people as well. So this is a great example of that. Now we have so much, I get asked all the time, well, these technologies exist, what are you guys offering? We are offering the ability for you to learn and get up to speed, and it's not terribly difficult, but it's not terribly easy or intuitive unless you're trained on how to do this. And Google's done a great job of putting the technology together, but not the training. And so we saw a niche there. We saw an opportunity for us to come in and teach you in small pieces. So our trainings are broken up in 3 to 5 minute segments of how to set up your account, how to start a Hangout, how to use the tools within a Hangout, how to share your screen within a Hangout, and then finally how to broadcast that Hangout live and record it, and then use that later, and even editing that Hangout. So maybe you've started it a little bit early, or you had some stuff that you said at the end that you want to trim. You actually have the ability in YouTube to do that as well. So there's so many things, that ongoing training that we can give you, and we think it's a real value at $99. I'm going to show you, I'm going to give you a sneak peek, and I'm going to share my screen and give you a sneak peek of what the Learning Center is looking like now. So, and this is how beautiful the screen sharing looks. And here is
that
what
good-looking guy.
Here is what the new, and I'm designing the new Learning Center. We're going to call it the Learning Lounge, the Global Hangout Learning Lounge. And as you can see with these icons, you're going to have Gmail training, you're going to have Google Plus training, Hangouts training, YouTube training, the affiliate income training, which would be the pay plan training. And then again, and of course, Les's training and his personal development modules, and also some coaching. We just did a Hangout with a 6-time Emmy Award winner, Sean, what's her last name, Les?
Sean Duperrin.
Sean Duperrin. It was amazing. This lady is a coach on how to look better on camera. So there's going to be all kinds of really, really cool stuff that we show off as a company. And we're not just going to sit back and be happy with what we're giving you. We always want to improve. And as you know, Google is constantly updating this stuff. So we're going to have to stay ahead of that and update it for you. And I always tell people, what is your time worth? Now, you could go out and try to figure all this stuff out, but what is your time really worth? We've boiled this down to get you up to speed very quickly so that you can use this in your business, in your personal life, on your phone, on your tablet. That's the cool thing, is that this works across all platforms. So that's where we're headed. We're so excited. Our vision is much bigger than just Hangouts. Our vision is to make you more effective communicators online. And I'd like to thank you all for your time.
Great. Thanks very much, Troy. And absolutely. And Troy does an awesome job, and he's got such a creative mind that it just makes the whole team work wonderful together. I'm just going to share a little bit more of my background. A lot of you there don't know me. I know Les told you he was from a little place called Belfast. Well, my mom's maiden name is Donnelly, and that gives me a little Irish blood. But I started in direct sales in 1990, and at that time our kids were small. But we looked at it real seriously. We certainly saw the ability to earn the efforts of several hundred people at one time versus just 100% of our own efforts. That got me excited. I tapped right into the personal development stuff that Les was bringing. And from there, we grew to the top of our program. I spent 19 years with one company, which gave me the chance to travel around the world. Got to meet so many wonderful people. And when we were putting this program together, one of the things that I really wanted was a pay plan that was simple, that a lot of people could achieve, which is why when you look at our pay plan, it's based on threes. You know, if you sponsor 3 years is free, basically start 3 years is free. And you can work with those three right through the program where you don't necessarily have to go out and sponsor the world. And I wanted it simple, and that's how that got designed. It's not 18 ways to make money. You know, we've got our 5 ways to make money, and it's a simple program that anybody could achieve. The other thing we looked at, of course, is the global reach. With the internet, these Hangouts, as Troy shared, look where we're all from. You know, with the Hangouts, we can reach the world. And one of our goals, I always said in my business, stories sell, and facts tell. It's stories that drive us to succeed. It's the stories of the mom at home that's making an extra $500, that has allowed her to change her lifestyle. So we want to bring the stories on the Hangouts on a daily basis. We're going to be doing Hangouts. You're going to hear from people from different countries as we are right now, and you'll have that as one of your tools to help you build your business. Because totally, you're sitting in Ireland and you know people in North America who know people in the Philippines, and that's just how the business spreads. So we're going to give you the tools to spread that business as well. The reason Les's personal development program is so important, in our program of 19 years in nutrition, we didn't just always teach people how to sell juice, but we taught them how to design a lifestyle, and we formed a culture in that company, and that's what we want to do here, is not just teach you how to make money, but we want to maybe give you the tips that's necessary on how to effectively do that while still doing what you're doing and possibly do a better job of raising your kids. So we're tying a lot of things into this program through training on the Google Plus platform. And here's what's neat about our training versus one that you might pay for. And this is a story that just happened to me a few days ago, and it just really got me thinking again how important what we are doing is. And I was with a fellow who had just flown to Las Vegas. Part of the reason he went there for his company was training on the Google Plus platform and everything Google. And they spent an afternoon doing that. Now, they paid their men to be down there, and they were paying for hotels and everything else, the consultant to train them. But like he said, you come home, and if you don't use it right away, you lose it. You only retain maybe 20% of what you saw. And I said, the neat thing here in our program is you can go back and open your back office and review that video and go try it. You can go back and review it and go try it. And as Google comes out with new stuff, we come out with new stuff. So, it's just a simple, go click in your back office, have a look what we're doing, refresh it, and it's always there. The stuff that Les brings out will always be there. So it's that constant library of putting everything in one place. Troy, we got this wonderful techie guy. I'm not the techie guy. For me, I can understand it, but it's not my forte. Les, you either, right?
No chance.
So for us to have all this training brought to us in one place is very important, because I've had a guy say to me, well, why would I pay for that? It's free on the internet. I said, yeah, go find it. He says, I can't go find it. I might find one or two videos, but go find all this stuff. And the nice part is we're putting it all in one easy place for the average person to find it and learn from it. So we've got lots going forward. We've got some phone apps, that we're working on going forward. Our minds are certainly not settled into where we are now. There's lots of opportunity ahead as we grow throughout the world. I want to thank you guys for taking the time. And Dorinda, do you have a couple of people that could share a couple of quick stories for us to kind of wrap up this Hangout?
Okay. We're muted, are we?
I'm going to sign off, Jack, because I got a client coming in, but great to be here.
Okay,
We appreciate you
Bye,
coming
Les.
on with us.
Thank you, Les. We really appreciate it.
Okay, all the best.
Bye-bye.
See you, Les.
Actually, Jack, Troy, would you give the guys a small bit on your background, your technical background with Apple, and just to let the guys, just give a small bit about your background.
Absolutely. Everybody hates to talk about themselves, so I skip that part. But my background, I am a Japanese translator and have a minor in Japanese and business. And I spent almost 8 years living in Tokyo. While I was living there, I entered a contest. Apple, this was back in 1992, and Apple, back in that era, multimedia was a hobby, and they did not teach it in colleges. And so Apple asked all of the multimedia hobbyists to submit their best work, and they were going to have a contest. And so I submitted something to them. I don't even remember what I did, but I submitted and I won the Showcase Award and was asked by Apple to promote multimedia across the world in Macworld Taipei, Macworld Tokyo, Macworld Hong Kong, Macworld New York, so all of the Macworlds, I was in Apple's booth and evangelizing, and that's an Apple title, evangelizing multimedia. And I sprungboard that into a company, and I started a multimedia company. And I sold that company. A lot of my clients in that company were large direct sales companies like Nu Skin and New Ways and USANA. And so I've built a lot of tools in this industry and have been around this industry a long time. I've also been on the corporate side as a country manager in Japan for a direct sales company, and also a CTO and CMO of a direct sales company. And then I decided, you know what, I was translating for a lot of people in Japan, a lot of big leaders in this industry, and I said, you know what, that looks like a lot more fun than what I'm doing. And so I decided to jump out and become a distributor and a leader in the industry, and had a blast. And ever since then, I've tried to use my tech background to come up with things that will help us become more effective communicators. And that's where this whole thing sprung out of. Like I said, we now have all of the pieces in place to really drive an industry from our home and not have to leave our home. I enjoy the get-togethers, but those get-togethers can be, you know, once or twice a year, and I don't have to travel all the time because I was on the road constantly. I can spend more time at home with my family, but still build an international business across the world. And it's exciting to see this. I mean, we're only, I think tomorrow we're 2 weeks old, and we have, 10,000 people in this organization in a couple of weeks. All across the world, Jack. I mean, it's been, I don't know how many countries, but I think we have 40 to 50 countries already in Global Hangout. And so one of the things I forgot to mention, if you're not on or not following us on our Google Plus page, just do a search for Global Hangout official page, and there's a little red button at the top in your Google Plus to say follow, because in the future, in the very near future, we're going to be doing some contests. We're going to be doing lots of things and using this technology to push out to our user base all kinds of new stuff. And so if you're not following us, make sure you do that. Thanks again.
Okay, thanks very much, folks. My name is Des McDermott. You can't see me there, but that's okay. Possibly I'm hidden in the corner like the pie. Person I'd like to introduce, he's sitting down here in front of the camera, you can see him, is Harry Rayburn. Put the chair out of his way, there he goes. Harry rang me up and asked me to take a look at this business and to see if I'd get involved with it. At present, I run a company, 23 staff. It's something I would like to get away from and get back into the networking, which I did before. Took a look at it and started working with Harry. I phoned Harry one day and I said to me online, said, well, I'm not sure if this thing is working or not. And before you know it, he said, I can see you, you're wearing glasses. And he was amazed at the fact that he could actually see me, because Harry wouldn't actually be too technical. And ever since that moment, he has spent the time in front of the computer and talking to people and hanging out with people. But Harry will tell you some unique stories of what's happened to him in the last week since we started using Hangout. So over to Harry. Harry Rayburn.
Thank you. Right, and for those who don't know me, Harry Rayburn is the name. I'm from a wee place called County Cavan. I was resurrected one morning back into the network by a good friend of mine, Phil O'Donnell, who had rang me for about the 68th time about some other different network. So this time I wasn't even in the looking zone, but he said he was going to put a blonde on the phone to me and have a talk to her.
Could you talk louder?
Yeah, can you
We
hear me there?
we want to record you.
Yes.
And speak slowly.
Yes.
You know,
These are Americans. You sit down there.
You look great. Yeah.
Okay, are we ready for all? Yes. So, did you catch any of that fight over there? No. Right. I come from a little place called County Cavan. It's very much south of Belfast, but the gentleman from Belfast. It's a non-trouble area now, so we're on the border. We were the lucky ones. We fell the right side of it. As I was saying, I got a phone call from Philip one morning early to say, after ringing me about 10 times with this company, and I wasn't in the looking zone, but he said he was putting a friend of mine on the phone from Cork, a girl by the name of Ciara Kelly, and would I have a listen to her. Ciara was in business with me before, and we worked well together, so she said she was going to be a great support. So I took her at her word, and to date she has still lived up to that, and that's including with Philip as well. From a standing start of 3 weeks ago, me not knowing anything about Google, Google Plus, Google Cloud, or anything else about Google, I have, counting this morning, 1,653 people in my organisation after 3 weeks. So, That just didn't happen by accident, and it's all about inviting. You don't have to know about this. I just checked the sheets at the back of the hall. Everybody in this room here is invited by me, all but two. Now, I'm not bummed about it, but that's just what you've got to do. I was on the phone last night in Dubai at about 4 o'clock in the morning talking to people. Paddy's out there, and I brought them in on board. So if you can do that from the comfort of your own home, my son Henry is here with me, and he's testified it because he brings me the tea, the couch, he brings me the water. He nearly comes to come out to me. It's got like that. I'm so wound up about this, but I know there's an opportunity. There's nights I don't get only 2 and 3 hours sleep because thanks to you guys, there's an opportunity here in Ireland because most of our Irish people are living abroad. Sadly to say that a lot of the people from the left east shore back years ago, they never seen home and left for life. With this company here, we have the opportunity for those that can't afford to come home. They can plug in a phone, they can sit and watch their loved ones at home, they can see the confirmations, the communions, the funerals, and as a funeral undertaker, I see a massive opportunity here because it's not that I'm going to beam it down on the dead in the graveyard. But what I am going to do is, the last funeral I had was a relation of my own. It was a relation of my own, and the gentleman in question, the lady that died, her first cousin was very sick in hospital in America. He is since deceased, but he couldn't make the funeral. She had cousins in England that couldn't make the funeral. I know if I had known this about this 4 weeks ago, I could have the laptop on the altar with the priest, and we could have showed this back to all of those people, up to 900 could have all seen it. So from a personal point of view, from my own business point of view, on the undertakings part of it, business, there's a massive opportunity there for every undertaker in this country and all over the world to use that example. The second thing I want to say is I'm a farmer, and there's a lot of people in Cavan that have farms maybe 4 or 5 miles away from their homes. I personally have one. I'm running the roads at night looking at cows calving. In this case, I can put the laptop in the shed of the cow and get up and sit in the bed and watch the cow and know when to go, so I know when not to go. So there's an opportunity there. It's endless what we have in this. And the last thing I'm going to say to you, it's a fun business. We're all going about with long faces. There's supposed to be a recession here, but this company is going to crack that recession. There's going to be no recession in this company after this. I hope this isn't being recorded, but
Jack.
Yes, Rinda. Yes, Rinda.
I've worked with him for a few years. He's the most fantastic guy you could meet. He's a fabulous worker, and he's a very good friend.
Awesome.
And that's the beauty of this business. We're working with friends. We haven't met some of us in 6 months and 12 months, but we can bring all our people together. And the last thing I'm going to say to you is, on Sunday last, I had a cow calving. I'm sick of the farming business, but I had a cow calving. And I went over, it happened that there was the same time there was a Drumgoon match, football match on, and we local club were playing. There was also a game on television which Ireland were playing in the rugby. Thanks to this company, I sat in my own home. I watched my son play football with the local club, thanks to his other brother who brought the iPhone and beamed it down after I sent him a link on an email. So I watched the game, I seen the scores, and on top of that, I have one of the people that was actually at the match wanted to know what my son was doing at the iPhone, showing it off. I'd seen the crowd, and he since has come into the business, and because of that, he has brought me into Saudi Arabia and Germany from that match. So the sky is endless, and again, lads, we're forever indebted to you. I know you have to be in the locking zone. I was almost in the locking zone. Philip gave me the kick up the ass that I needed. I'm here today and over and out. And again, it's all friends we're working with, and thanks to everybody for coming on board. My business is over 60 personally sponsored, 1,600 in the group. There was over 106 people paid into my genealogy today, paid with their credit card. That has never happened to me before. This is my first meeting in public. I left the house for the first time today to talk to people in public, and again, we're forever indebted, lads. Thank you.
Okay, the only thing that's left to say, I think, at this stage is to thank you very, very much for coming on board tonight, our first global hangout call for Ireland. It's been fabulous listening to you guys. I think everybody in the room sees the experience that you all have combined together is phenomenal. It's an opportunity that we're all very, very proud to be part of. I'm sure that I can say on behalf of everyone in this room, we've got our full commitment. We look forward to welcoming you all to Dublin with a big Irish welcome. And no doubt we're looking at filling a room, 2,000-3,000 people, and we'll do that inside of 6 months, and that's our promise to you guys. So big thank you to everybody, and God bless you all back there in America. Keep the fingers up, keep rolling out the good stuff to us, keep the apps coming, and we keep people going into the business. Okay?
Thank you, everybody.
Right. Thanks, guys. Des, I'll be looking forward to a Guinness.
Good stuff. Hooray.
Yay!
Okay. Bye-bye.